Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we'll be looking at the Jada Toys Street Fighter and Bison and Dhalsim. I'm very excited to review these figures for you guys. I think that Jada Toys is making some of the best figures in this price point. They're just unmatched, to be honest with you. Marvel Legends, McFarlane Toys, no one is coming close to what Jada Toys is doing for this price point. Now, I do want to switch up my reviews and do a voiceover rather than a traditional style of my reviews. I just switch it up, see if you guys like it. If not, I'll go back to the original way. But yeah, very excited to review these figures for you guys. I have had these figures for about a week and a half now, so I've had some time to really mess around with them and give my honest opinions. But we're going to start off with Dhalsim, and then we'll get a look at Bison. Starting off with the accessories, he does come with quite a few accessories. He comes with a pair of flat open palmed hands. He also does come with a pair of these bare clawing hands. My favorite set of accessories are the interchangeable limbs. They're some of the most fun bendy wire limbs that I've ever came across. Now, I haven't came across with too many interchangeable limbs, but the Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic did have the interchangeable arms, and these arms blow those way out the water. The way they engineered these arms is just amazing. They do have breathing holes for the wire, but they're very, very subtle. They're not just big old holes in the arms, and they bend perfectly. I did not have to warm these arms up or anything to get them in any position. They bend very, very smooth like butter. I mean, they're amazing the way they did these arms. And the only downfall about these arms is that they are stuck with the fist. You cannot remove the fist, and you cannot change to the other hands that he comes with. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but even that is not a big deal. So yeah, these arms are done very nicely, and I applaud Jada Toys for doing the arms in such a great way. Moving forward, I think every company should make the bendy wire limbs or anything they make just like these. Just like his upper half, his bottom half does have interchangeable limbs, and they are just as great. They do come with a stand to hold up the legs that you do choose to have as stretched out limbs. And yeah, man, same thing I said with the arms, same thing with the legs. They're pretty great. The breathing holes aren't too big and noticeable, and bending these legs in any position that I wanted wasn't any trouble. Both sets of limbs do detach from the joint and pop on fairly easy. There's no problem popping these off and on or interchanging them. And yeah, man, again, same thing I said about the arms applies to these legs. Now, this figure does come with two different head sculpts. The first one being a very neutral and calm head sculpt, and the second one being a little bit more crazy, manic, ready to kick your ass. What I do like about these two head sculpts is they both have earrings on them, and there are both separate little like metal earrings that move around. Just a nice little attention to detail that Jada Toys added to this figure. They could have been simple little pieces of plastic, but no, they chose to go the extra step, make them separate pieces and actual metal. Now, getting a closer look at this figure, he does have quite an amazing detail paint job throughout the whole body. The sculpted detail as well is not lacking whatsoever. But the paint is what really makes this figure. He has some great shading through the muscles, through the shorts, and even again, going back to the sculpted details, the fabric on the shorts very much looks like a material that was made out of like a sack of potatoes. I think what would have made this figure a little bit more over the top would have been the rope around his waist. Actually making it a rope or something would have been pretty dope. But overall, this figure again has quite an amazing detail. The paint applications are nice, crisp and clean. The earrings and the bracelets being separate pieces that move around are just a nice, again, attention to detail and little extra oomph that this figure needs. And yeah, man, again, just a great figure overall, especially because he is a pretty simplistic looking character. It's just a dude in some shorts. Now, the articulation on this figure is pretty great. It hits every check mark that I want a 6-inch domestic figure to hit. The neck is a separate piece that connects to the body and then to the head. He can look all the way up, then all the way down, almost burying the chin. He does also have great side-to-side pivoting, as the neck does move from the bottom of the neck and the top of the neck, again giving him some great side-to-side pivoting. He can almost hit his head on his shoulders, which is pretty great. He can move a full 360 if you would like it to. Not sure why you want to, but you can if you want to. His shoulders are pretty good. I think they go a little bit past a T-pose, almost a Y, but not quite. But yeah, pretty great range there. He does have upper bicep swivel, and then the butterfly joints is the most disappointing part of this figure. While they do shift a little bit forward and a little bit back, I wish they did a little bit further. He does have double jointed elbows, but if you push a little too hard, you can see the arm will pop off. But it's not too much of a problem just to pop it back on. Just a little bit of carefulness, and you can get it to bend a full 90 degrees. I would say way more than 90 degrees. But yeah, again, double joint, pinless. He does have a upper diaphragm cut that pivots to the side, goes a tiny bit forward, tiny bit back. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Actually, you can move it a little bit further if you push. Now with the lower ball joint at the waist, you can move all the way forward and quite a bit back. You can pivot to the side quite a bit, as you can see there, and to the other side as well. And you get some hula hoop action. It does rotate quite a bit, but it's a little bit stiff. He does have a leg that kicks this much forward at the hip and pretty decent amount back. I wouldn't say it's the best, wouldn't say it's the worst. He kicks an amazing to the side. He can do a full splits if you want him to. As you can see right there, full 90 degrees. He does have a upper thigh cut hidden underneath those shorts. Double pinless legs that bend in a great amount. Can't quite kick his ass, but still pretty good amount. He does have ankle joints to move forward, back, and he does have pretty decent ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of his feet. Now getting a quick look at the accessories that M. Bison does come with. He does come with an instruction manual on how to change the cape, as he does have, again, a removable cape, which I think was pretty dope for Jada Toys to include. This figure does come with two sets of interchangeable hands, the first one being a pair of fists, and the second one being these clawing bear claw type hands, which they're okay, a little unnecessary in my opinion. The cool thing about the fist is that he does come with a effect piece, so you can slide over the fist, and I like it. It's pretty simple, but it does the job. It kind of does look like the Marvel Legend effect pieces that you slide over the fist. I like the purple color, really breaks up all that red that he has on his suit, and yeah, nice little set of accessories. He also has interchangeable shoulder pads. The other shoulder pads have the cape actually attached to it, so if you want them with a capeless look, you can have interchangeable shoulder pads, and they're nice. They clip in pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. They detach and they attach to the shoulder. It's a little bit finicky when you're first doing it, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not a big deal. But I do like the option of removing the shoulder pads. I'm telling you guys that Jada Toys is being innovators out here in the 6-inch action figure line game. This figure does come with two interchangeable heads. The first one being a very neutral, calm, stoic head sculpt, and the second one obviously being a pissed off, ready to kick your ass head sculpt. I like both of the head sculpts. They both look pretty dope. The clean, nice, crisp paint apps are just out of this world. There's no smudges, no imperfections, and yeah, beautiful head sculpts. Out of both figures, I think M. Bison is my favorite of the two. Anywhere you look at this figure, he has great sculpt, great paint apps, and I really love the contrast between the red and the silvers on this figure, down from the shin guards to the forearm guards and the boot cuffs. He just has very nice silver paint on those areas. I love the sculpted detail on the pants, the wrinkles, the little skirt piece, even up to his chest. The pattern and sculpted detail on those areas also are just immaculate. The little hat and the little gold bird on his helmet or hat look pretty dope as well. I mean, everything on this figure is just perfection. Yeah, even down to the cape, I think is really nicely done. The fabric actually feels like high quality fabric. Doesn't feel like that cheap material like the Marvel Legends team uses on their fabric capes and skirts and stuff. This actually feels like a high quality import cape. I love the color on it. I love the texture and feel to it. It's just nicely done. The stitching could be a little bit better, but it's very, you know, minor. It does have this nice little metallic sheen to it, and I just love that. It's pretty dope. Overall, this figure is just, I think, like a 9.5 out of 10. There's very, very minor gripes on this figure, and yeah, I just think, again, solid figure overall, man. My favorite of the two, and probably one of my favorite uh, Street Fighter figures from Jada Toys so far. Now for articulation, this figure is pretty great. He does have a separate neck piece that plugs into the body and then to the head, so he can look all the way up and he can look a decent amount down, but he does have a big old chest that prevents him from looking further down. He does have side-to-side motion, and he also does have a full rotation, so you can spin that head all the way around if you would like to. The butterfly joints are a lot better than Dahin. I always forget to pronounce his name correctly. He does have a ball joint at the shoulder that goes up to a T pose. Not anything past that. He does have a double jointed elbow that is pinless that goes past 90, and then hinges on his hands that hinge up and down and rotate a full 360. The shoulder pads do pop off quite easy once you start messing with this figure and moving them around. So for the rest of the review, I'm gonna take the cape off, or at least for the articulation segment, I'm gonna take them off. And here I'm gonna just demonstrate real quick how you can pop the shoulder pieces on, the ones that don't have the cape. Like I said, it's pretty simple. They just clip on. Oop, as you can see, that one kind of went flying out of my hand. But yeah, they just clip on fairly easy. You just pop them on there. And yeah, they stay pretty put once you clip it on there. Okay, now that I have both of them attached, as you can see, they stay pretty solid, and they won't pop off once you're moving them around. Again, he does have that double jointed elbow. Don't know why I went over that twice, but he does have that double jointed elbow. And yeah, the shoulder pads do rotate with the shoulder, so that is pretty dope. Diaphragm cut that goes side to side a little bit forward. Actually, it goes a decent amount forward and a lot further back. So that is pretty nice. He does rotate at the waist. He does have a ball joint there, but it is very, very stiff, so do be careful when doing that. He does rotate at the upper cut too, at the upper torso cut, but not the best. He does kick forward quite great, actually. It's pretty impressive how far he can kick. Not that far back. He does have upper thigh cuts, and then he can kick to the side a great amount, almost a full split. Actually, I think that's pretty much a split right there. He can kick his own ass, so that is pretty great. He bends in past 90. And then he does have a ankle hinge that hinges forward, a lot further back. And then he does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of the feet. Now for some size comparisons, here we have both of the figures next to the one and only Bluey and Bingo. Here we have him next to the Marvel Legends Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and the Tom Holland Spider-Man in the new red and blue suit. Here we have him next to the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America and the Mafex Wolverine. And last but not least, here we have him next to the Mafex Iron Man and the Mafex Cyclops. And there you have it, a beautiful release by the Jada Toys team. They absolutely killed these two figures. By far the two best figures of this line. I can't wait to see what else they have for us in store. My most anticipated figure from this line is Blanca. I believe this is how you pronounce his name. It's that green dude with the big old tufts of hair on his shoulders and that big crazy orange hair. My most anticipated figure from this line. Yeah, Jada Toys just keeps getting better and better, man. I haven't picked up any other figures from their other lines. I do want to pick up that Megamind. He looks pretty dope. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I literally just realized that I said Megamind instead of Mega Man. Complete brain fart. Yeah, I guess I have dad brain right now. I also want to mention, I did do the voiceover and my kids were running around watching TV. So if you hear some screaming in the background, I do apologize about that. But back to the video. And I do want to pick up that Chester, the Cheeto mascot. He looks pretty dope as well. But these figures right here, man, solid 8. No, man, I would say Dhalsim is a solid 9, and Bison is like a solid 9.5. These are near perfected figures, man. I have very, very minor gripes, and yeah, I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but solid figures overall. Highly recommend them if you're a Street Fighter fan, if you're just an action figure fan. These are some great figures to get into, man. Love them. I absolutely love them. For sure, they're going to be cracking a lot of people's top 10 lists. For sure, they might sneak into mine. But yeah, can't keep rambling about how much I love these figures, man. Do pick them up. I do want to say, if you guys like this new style of video, hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments below if you like this new format, and hit that like button, man. Every like helps this channel grow. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Links to all those are in the description down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.